here. I don't know if anyone can tell, like, if my face has become, like, lopsided, where, like, this angle, like, for me, I can see, and then this part goes shape, and but then the beard also kind of helps cover that, and when I talk, probably, like, shifts. I mean, it's so crazy. Every day I have to see the differences in how much it shifts. Like, I really don't ever want to go back to explaining this way, like, ever again. I don't want to ever do this ever again. I just wanted, like, 2 days of, like, just what was always meant to be. And I would just push through all the pain and just make some music that would make everything worth, scream my fucking shit out. Like, get everything that's been inside out of me that I've had to hold in for 40 fucking years. You know what the fuck would come out if I actually was able to do that? I've been in a cage forever. Like, I never even had a private space to do that. I wasn't able to scream. You know what would happen if I was screaming in the apartment? They'd be like, what's happening in there? But I could make it into something musical and, like, very emotive and dope. But I never got to do that. It's like, and then also, like, it's basically impossible to explain all this. I tried to, like, explain everything as best I could. It's basically impossible. Like, of course it was gonna be so extremely overwhelming. It's like, only, yeah, whatever. I just don't want to waste any more time. It's my whole life is just wasting time. But forced on me. I knew it. I knew that the whole time. It's just my parents did it all to me. And it's really a sick and twisted story. But nobody even fucking believed me. That's how it felt like the whole time. No one ever... It is what it is, though. I really have complete and full understanding and acceptance. So I'm never going back in these. That's why I'm trying to debate again. Do I just push myself to do I even bother pushing myself one last time within the apartment to play guitar and stuff through all that pain just to do it there where it takes like 10 times as much energy and it's already known it's going to be sabotaged. And the amount of pain that I already have to take to even do that by itself without anything else is like extreme, but like nobody even knows that shit. Or they don't care. And then it's like I'm not even explaining the context that even makes it. It's impossible. There's just too many things. And on top of it, knowing only a number of people can actually even follow. Like, even if I was able to explain things without being overwhelmed at this point in the game of this insane life that I have to fucking live. Anyway. That's how crazy it's been. That literally, had I just been like in a hotel for like a day, would have been a huge difference. Huge. But too many variables and questions. I got stuck in like debating and paralyzed stuff, but it's all like there's so much validity to it. So it's a problem. If it was like in my head or something, then it'd be a different thing. All right. See, I'm well aware, like, this is still wasting time, though. So that's why we have to, like, or I'll have to, like, just, but then even, yeah. It was, it's like I have to say, like, too many things at one time to actually, it's impossible. And one thing that's good is, like, I totally, completely don't give a fuck about, like, there was a point back in the day, like, or I think even people that were watching got it kind of twisted. Like, well, I think those, I mean, you can't really expect trolls or stupid people to ever understand in the first place. And it's like, it's obvious and predictable, you know, primitive ways of stimulating is to be expected in nature. So I don't have any problem with that. It's just like, it's what happens. It's like everything else in life that's to be expected. Bottom line now is just figuring out how I'm going to utilize my energy the best and make the most of my time left. And that's the issue, really, because I don't want to waste any more time. And if I'm gonna put myself through a lot of pain, like, I want it to be worth it. Like, that's it. If I'm gonna put myself through that much pain, it has to be worth it. It should have always been over. Or I should have just died. That's what I was saying. I was saying this for so long, too. There is something that comes with having proven everything, like, every day, and just consistently continuing to prove things. There is something that comes with that that's good. But, shit, mosquitoes. It's kind of like it's turned a corner where the energy is, like, that was always a part of the issue, too. Like, I would get out of my own energy. My own energy has to be solid in the first place. I'm going to be interacting and putting myself out with people anyway. So it has to be solid enough. And then lately, I feel like it's kind of turned a corner where there is enough of that. because there's just too much acceptance, and like you can't really get me going overwhelmed in anger or anything anymore, because like the time period that I was really fighting for to not lose all the opportunities and everything that I was really fighting for is gone. So like those last, I don't know how many months I was really fighting as hard as I could to get things so I could go forward is just over. And that's happened a lot of times in my life. But this time, it didn't really break me the same. But shit, I'm really getting bit a lot. This is crazy. I can even actually run on my left foot though today. Usually I have so much trouble just even walking. I have to limp on my left foot. Then the problem is going to be when I come back to the apartment, and then every single thing I see and hear, every damn thing is just gonna, I mean, it's just like you're back in a cage. And like things I already tried a billion times that I couldn't bear to try anymore, but I had to. Like, it's like brain damage at that point. Combined with like so many years of like agonizing chronic pains that didn't have to even occur. They go back to my parents again. I always have to just nail that point in back to my parents, because that's who's responsible. And my whole life I got blamed for shit. And the whole thing was just opposite shit. Like, why are you blaming us? We're just like, yeah, because you're responsible. Every damn thing. Like, all you do is blame. It's like, no, you're blaming me. The whole thing was just inverted. Anyway, I'm gonna just jogging a bit. It's just crazy, dude. You can see how many, all the different years where like I worked, you can see in my body the things I put myself through and the different changes too. And it would just be the most nutty thing to like do what my parents did, where they try to like act like whatever. I don't know. Put myself. But yeah, I see. I think it's just gonna be if I put myself through the amount of pain that it'll take to do the guitar in the apartment, and then I don't have anything left after that, and then I'm making decisions on like in like too much pain and shit. I can't keep doing this to myself, like where it's like that. And like so much of my life was like stolen from me, where they just prodded at the pains to make it even worse. And then I get to the point where I couldn't even be, These fucking horrible people. You know, like all these movies that I watched as a kid, they weren't even like bad. Like they're not even abusive comparatively. All that dumb shit. It's like one thing happens in a movie. It's like the whole life for these people. And like my fucking life was the most twisted shit where they flipped everything upside down psychologically, made things up, like put me in circles a billion times. And then every possible twisted aspect is there in the nuance. And then nobody even can pay attention to that. What are these squirrels doing? Oh my God. I cannot go that slow and I just got eaten alive just by walking. And it's like I want to try one last time because I'm so desperate for music. And also these last days, it's like I've had to accept, like, all right, I've got to give up fucking guitar finally for good because I tried so the amount of pain. I had to give up drums. I had to give up everything that I loved. And then my mom's like, oh, I can't deal with cooking. It's insane. Because I still have all these memories in my head that never fucking go away. Just the scum of the earth. I don't understand how you do that to people, but I kind of do. I mean, I do understand. Because I already fucking said, it's these processes these people go through. And when they're not actually honest. They don't care. And they're too selfish. It's so tragic. And like I said, my parents will be the ones there when I'm dead, playing victim. Like 1,000%. As if they didn't do these things and then continue and then keep doing everything. Far more than I ever even said. Of course, I never even got to fucking get into the details even. Yeah, it's like, and then just talking also, like, because my jaw is so bad, it's gotten to the point where just the act of doing that for like 15 minutes, it's like really bad again. And then doing that for years, it's super hard because then I start getting sad talking about, it's like, I have to try to explain the last times again. Also want to, it's too many conflicting things. How am I supposed to be positive and trying to do this? How am I supposed to be in harmony and actually be present? And then to come back to that apartment, and then it'll be the same paralyzed stuff because my brain recognizes every damn thing, and it already had to make the decisions. It already had to adapt 5 billion times. like what the fuck, dude? And then it's like, can people even really actually grasp what I'm even saying? Because the context necessary in decades prior, so it's literally impossible. Not impossible. Almost impossible. I wouldn't say impossible. Almost impossible. I'm still getting bitten by mosquitoes. I don't even realize it. That's the thing also. I can push through a lot of pain until it builds up. And then I gotta pay big time. And nobody sees that. And then it's just like, one of the things I wanted to talk about, and I started writing like a new post. So I wanted to just kind of tie everything together and give an update. But like one of the things is just how painful emotionally and psychologically it is having dealt with what I have with guitar, and like how little I always played, and then people just don't know. They just like would expect like, oh, you must be playing and practicing like all these other people. It's like, there's always one of the hardest things for me because like I'd have to turn down. It's like even the one thing I loved, I just always turn down even doing because of the amount of pain I would have to pay with. And then to think like maybe I'd figured it out, where I'd gotten enough ways to manage so I could actually put myself through that much pain and then recover from it enough so I could keep doing it. And I really believe I figured out enough of a combination of things to make it so I could just make the pains manageable and worth it, and succeed and get those things. But then, of course, my parents didn't help with anything and just denied everything I said, so I didn't have a chance to do that, or even try. Still stuck in a cage. And of course, not a literal cage, but I mean, basically, it's just, yeah, and then it's like, what could have been just, so I could just, especially considering how much I'm enduring that's like really horrible every day. So then when I'm actually able to just do something like this, if I was just not talking about this stuff, I could just take in the sun and the good stuff and it would feel much better. But I don't feel like I really have the opportunity to even waste any time with, again, it's these conflicting things, but it'll come to an end soon. It's like, should I put myself through like one more try of doing that there, or should I just go to a hotel? But then did I already waste the time that I had? I'd have had leeway today if I had just done that earlier enough. I'm not gonna have enough energy and to combat the pains later. All these things, like, and I'm just, people knew like the back history and all shit. As someone who needed painkillers and shit every day back when I was young, I couldn't even imagine of even attempting to do the things that it did after a certain point without some kind of like substances or something. Like, I've managed to do so many things and learn so much, and then I never get any credit or any like leeway to go forward or help. And he said, even though like I've proven my understanding and ways that I could fix things and grow the things that I could, even from within what was a cage for me, which is crazy that I could do it from within. But that's also because like it depends on what the things being restricted are. If those other things are not being restricted from within the cage, then you can work on those things. So I had to like find every possible thing I could work on and try to do that. And most of my life was that. When I was younger, I hadn't had things proven enough. Also, so there was also like ways I could give benefits of the doubt to things, and keep like wasting time and going. It is a waste of time. It's crazy because like you could look at that as different perspectives, obviously, but ultimately it's a waste of time. All of it. Oh my god. Dude, I'm just food for the mosquitoes today. I'm just feeding them. This is basically my job right now. Holy crap. Oh my god. Dude. Why? Why is there gonna be so damn many mosquitoes? Oh my God. I bet what happens then, see, I can't keep just doing the settling thing. It's like, that's my whole life. So if I go back, that's why, like, yeah, it's taking like 10 times the energy doing this, but I would have gotten so much back had I just been another place where I wouldn't have to go through the same damn triggers again. Like that alone at this point would be so different. It's just consuming all my energy. It's like extensions of this process, extensions of this process. I saw it all for what it was the whole time. I had fucking idiots for parents that were both fucking retarded and selfish as fuck. It's a horrible combination. And I was kind of selfish that way as a little kid too. But I had to like break out of that completely with my parents and that what they are. It's the weirdest thing. Like, it's like you guys are 70 years old. Why do you have these like weird childish? It's the most bizarre thing when I think about like people and jealousy. But if you're okay, I understand it from like, of course, part of it's human nature, but what the fuck? Especially if you're a parent and it's your kid and the whole dynamic is what the fuck? What? Especially then, okay, it's the most twist. For me to even conceive of that, like it took me a long time. It's like, wait a minute, you guys are jealous? How is that even possible? You torturing me. How? It's like, oh, they're this primitive and childish that it's so weird. That's what I mean, at least with my mom, that's the case. It's so weird. It's like, if they saw any joy, it was hurt to them. Like, my mom would have like tears in her eyes. I remember she was looking at like my Instagram. The only time I actually escaped the house with my parents, like when I got to Colorado. And I was like free, but I was like broken as fuck. Because that was the first time I really like legit got to move away. Every time. Only fucking time. In order for me to like make sure that I have an opportunity for a different path forward in the first place, like I gotta actually can't just keep repeating the same shit. And also, the barrier for me was a financial thing. I didn't want to fuck up my credit and stuff. Now it's like, fuck it. Again, because I was thinking in terms of like survival and like, I'm gonna need that. Well, now it's like, whatever. Because like, I'll just have to waste money on hotels and back and forth until like this ends. And I mean, but I don't think I'm gonna do it back and forth too much. I'm just done. Like, everything's been proven. Everything's like accepted. Only time I get angry really is just waiting too long and like having accepted and then not acting on the things. So I mean, of course I'd be angry at them when I'm in too much pain all the time. It's very hard. Well, I guess I don't really get so angry as much as I